Dear students, today we are going to discuss addition reaction and elimination reactions. Yesterday we were discussing about substitution reactions. An atom in a molecule or a group of atom in a molecule will be replaced by another atom or a group of atom. It is substitution reaction. The next type of organic reaction is addition reaction. So addition reaction is possible in unsaturated compounds. Generally, the addition reaction is possible in unsaturated compounds. So we know the difference between saturated and unsaturated compound. A saturated compound will have only single bond between the carbon atoms or carbon with heteroatoms. Unsaturated compounds will have a multiple bonds like a double bond or a triple bond. So we have alkenes as well as alkynes. So these are unsaturated compounds, compounds with double bond, hydrocarbons with double bond, hydrocarbons with triple bond. They are called alkynes. So these two are collectively known as unsaturated compound. In these two compounds, multiple bond or a pi bond will exist between the carbon atoms. You take carbonyl compounds. We have another functional group, carbonyl compound. Carbon is bonded with oxygen by a double bond. So this is called a carbonyl group. If carbonyl group is attached with hydrogen and an alkyl group, this will be aldehyde. If carbon is bonded with only alkyl group, it is called a ketone. So we have aldehyde as well as ketone. Collectively we call them as carbonyl compound. So here also addition reaction is possible because of this double bond. Okay. So we have different types of organic reactions. So substitution reaction, addition reaction, elimination reaction, rearrangement reaction, polymerization reaction, oxidation and reduction reaction. Different types are there. Substitution reaction is just a displacement. An atom or a group of atom will be displaced by another atom or a group of atom. Addition reaction is common in unsaturated systems where double bond will be broken. Okay. So because of this addition reaction, the hybridization of carbon will be changed. This is the main thing. So now we are going to see some examples for addition reactions. First we take an alkene. So this is the simplest alkene. It's called ethene. What about a common name? This is ethylene. And with this we add water molecule in the presence of sulfuric acid, and the process is hydrolysis process. So a compound with double bond is generally an unsaturated one where addition reaction will take place. And this will be the attacking species. So this will be easily separated into H plus and OH minus. So the pi electron is making a bond with H plus, isn't it? The pi electron is making a bond with electron deficient H plus. So this will be separated into H plus and OH minus. This is electron deficient in nature. So pi electron will attack this H plus. So because of this, a new covalent bond is formed between the carbon and this proton. So what is the product term? CH3, CH2, OH. So we have converted an alkene into alcohol. The double bond is broken. By the addition reaction, the double bond will be broken. Okay. So in the presence of a reagent as well as acid, an alkene is converted into an alcohol. The double bond is broken, and this is an example of addition reaction. Right. Okay, what about the change in the hybridization? We can easily identify the hybridization of a carbon with the help of bond. Around the carbon there will be 4 covalent bonds. The 4 covalent bonds can be represented as either single bonds or multiple bonds. Based on that, we can easily identify the hybridization of carbon. So what is the hybridization of this carbon? sp2. A carbon with a double bond is sp2. The hybridized orbital in the carbon will be sp2 hybridized orbital, and this carbon is having a double bond. So the carbon is sp2 hybridized carbon. So with the help of a bond, we can easily identify the hybridization in the atom. Carbon with a single bond, sp3 hybridization. Carbon with a double bond, sp2 hybridization. Carbon with a triple bond, sp hybridization. So nature of bond can be used to identify the hybridization in an atom. So when we think about the reactant part, we have a double bond between the carbon atoms. It shows that both the carbon atoms are involved in hybridization, sp2. So hybridized orbitals are sp2 hybridized orbitals. Due to addition reaction, the double bond is broken. A new covalent bond is formed between the carbon and H plus, and this OH minus will attack this carbon. It forms an alcoholic group. So the addition product is alcohol. From the alkene we have obtained alcohol. During this addition reaction, there is a change in the hybridization of carbon. In the reactant part, hybridization of carbon is sp2. What about the product side? The hybridization is sp3. The carbon has only single bond. Around this carbon, 4 single bonds present. So this is sp3 hybridized carbon. The same way, this carbon also, this is alpha carbon. We know the difference between alpha and beta. The carbon attached to the functional group is called what? Alpha carbon. Okay, so we call this as a head carbon. And the carbon nearer to the alpha carbon is called beta. So this is also sp3 hybridized carbon. Around the carbon, 4 single bonds present. So during addition reaction, the hybridization of atom will be changed from one position into another one. sp2 hybridized carbon is changed into sp3 hybridized carbon. And we can take one more example. The addition reactions in alkyne. To take the simplest alkyne, this is ethyne, EPOC name, common name is acetylene, and we do addition reaction. So hydrogen iodide, and this will be separated into H plus, I minus. The pi electron is electron rich and this is electron deficient. So the electron density will move towards this proton side. The triple bond will be broken and we get vinyl iodide, CH2, double bond CH. So this is called vinyl iodide. During this addition reaction, there is a change in the hybridization of carbon. On the left hand side, we have a triple bond between the carbon atoms. We can easily identify the hybridization as sp for the carbon atom. Both the carbon atoms are involved in sp hybridization. What about the product side? Both the carbon atoms are sp2 because a double bond is present between the carbon atoms. Okay. sp hybridization is changed into sp2 hybridization. Okay. In substitution reactions, we have studied 3 types: electrophilic substitution reaction, nucleophilic substitution reaction, and free radical substitution reaction. The same way, in addition also, we have 3 types based on the attacking species. If the attacking reagent is an electrophile, then the addition reaction will be considered as electrophilic addition reaction. So first type, electrophilic addition. From the name we can easily identify that the attacking species is an electrophile. So we consider the simplest alkene, ethylene or ethene. We add a bromine molecule. right? And during the addition reaction, the bromine molecule will be separated into Br plus and Br minus. Okay. When two molecules are coming closer, the bromine neutral molecule will be segregated into Br plus and Br minus. This is electron deficient, this is electron rich pi bond. So around a carbon, electron density is more. The pi electrons are moving towards this electrophile, right? So they are going to make a covalent bond. Due to this double bond will be broken. Okay, so we get the intermediate. And this is the intermediate. Remaining we have bromide anion. So the pi electron is transferring towards this electrophile Br plus. Okay, this is electron loving species. Okay, so the pi electron is moving towards this one. So we get an intermediate. And in this case, the electrons are moving towards the electrophile, means the electron density around the carbon will be less. So these are electron deficient in nature, so that this can attack electron. This is a nucleophile, right? Br minus is a negatively charged species. This will attack electron deficient centers like carbon. So we get the product CH2Br, CH2Br. So this is the addition product. We have an unsaturated compound ethylene or ethene. We add a bromine molecule which will be separated into Br plus and Br minus. This is an electrophile. So pi electron is moving towards this. We get an intermediate. Electron deficient center is attacked by the bromide anion. We have obtained 1,2-dibromoethane. This is a product, or ethylene dibromide. This is a common name. Okay. EPOC name 1,2-dibromoethane. And during this addition reaction, the hybridization of carbon is changed. Left hand side, hybridization of carbon is sp2. Both the carbon atoms are having the hybridization sp2. In the product side, sp3. Around the carbon, 4 single bond present. The hybridization of carbon is changed from sp2 to sp3. So this is called electrophilic addition reaction. The attacking species is an electrophile, so the addition reaction is called an electrophilic addition reaction. If the attacking species is a nucleophile, then the addition reaction is considered as nucleophilic addition reaction. So take a carbonyl compound. This is aldehyde. The carbonyl group is attached with a methyl and a hydrogen. So this is an aldehyde function group. CHO is the aldehydic function group. This aldehydic function group is added with hydrogen cyanide, and this will be easily separated as H plus and Cn minus. Right? The hydrogen cyanide can be easily separated as H plus and Cn minus. Okay, observe the nature of the carbon here. The carbon is electron deficient in nature. The carbon is electron deficient in nature. How? Carbon is bonded with a heteroatom oxygen. Always the heteroatoms like fluorine, chlorine, oxygen having more electronegativity. They are closer to the noble gases. Their electronegativity will be more than the carbon. So the bonded pair of electrons are moving towards oxygen. It gets a slightly negative charge. Carbon gets a slightly positive charge. So take a carbonyl compound aldehyde. This is acetaldehyde. Due to more electronegativity, the bonded pair of electrons are moving towards oxygen. This is electron rich. This is electron deficient. Okay. Slightly negative charge on oxygen, slightly positive charge on carbon. So the hydrogen cyanide will be separated as H plus and Cn minus. and this cyanide anion will attack this electron deficient carbonyl carbon. This is a nucleophile. The species with a negative charge, attacking species with a negative charge, is a nucleophile. This is a nucleus loving species. Since it has a negative charge, it will attack positive centers. Electron deficient positive centers will be attacked by this nucleophile. So this cyanide anion is attacking this carbonyl carbon, CH3, C. So when the cyanide is attacking this carbon, the cyanide is making a covalent bond with this carbon. The nucleophile is making a covalent bond with this electron deficient carbon. So this pi electron will be shifted over oxygen. So already hydrogen is there. Okay. Nucleophile is attacking the electron deficient carbon, so it makes a new covalent bond. The pi electron will be shifted over more electronegative oxygen, and the remaining we have a H plus, and this H plus will join with the negatively charged oxygen and it becomes OH. Okay. So this is called acetaldehyde cyanohydrin. The product is an addition product, acetaldehyde cyanohydrin. Okay. This is an addition reaction induced by a nucleophile. So the reaction is called nucleophilic addition reaction. Here also there is a change in the hybridization. Carbon is sp2 hybridized one, but in the product side the carbon is sp3. Okay. Around the carbon we have only 4 single bonds. So this is having sp3 hybridized orbitals. So this is second type of addition reaction. Then the third one is free radical addition reaction. Third type is free radical addition reaction. To take ethylene. With the ethylene molecule, we add hydrogen bromide in the presence of benzyl peroxide. So what is the role of benzyl peroxide? It initiates free radical formation. This is called a free radical initiator. We already studied, right? The free radical initiator will make free radicals by a homolytic cleavage, right? If the double bond is broken, the carbon gets a single electron and this carbon also will get a single electron, isn't it? So due to homolytic cleavage, both the carbon atoms will have a single electron. Then the same way, the covalent bond between hydrogen and bromine will be broken. So we have obtained free radicals. Then the free radical will attack. We get the product CH3 CH2Br. Ethylene is converted into ethyl bromide. In ethylene, the hybridization of carbon is sp2. In the product, hybridization of carbon will be sp3. So this is called a free radical addition reaction. A free radical is inducing the addition reaction. A double bond will be broken by a homolytic cleavage, and the free radical is the attacking species, and the addition reaction is called a free radical addition reaction. So with this we have completed two types of organic reactions, so substitution reaction and addition reactions. The third one is elimination reaction. In substitution reactions, we studied SN1 reaction and SN2 reaction. So this is mainly depending on reaction rate and how much steps are available, right? The same way, in elimination reactions also we have two types, E1 reaction and E2 reaction. So in the next lesson, in the hydrocarbons, we will discuss in detail. We will discuss the mechanism, okay? So elimination reaction means a molecule will be eliminated from substrate. Okay. Two substituents generally will be eliminated as a molecule. For example, one hydrogen and one OH. This may come as H plus, this may come out as OH minus. Two substituents will come out and this will leave as water molecule. So this is called the elimination reaction. Okay. And this elimination reaction is taking place in the saturated compounds. We take a saturated compound in which elimination will take place. We may take N-propyl bromide, CH3, CH2, CH2, Br. 1-bromopropane is the UPAC name and the common name is N-propyl bromide. Out of two hydrogen atoms, one hydrogen can be written like this to understand the mechanism. So as I told, the carbon attached with the functional group is called alpha carbon. And the carbon adjacent to the alpha carbon is called beta carbon. Whenever we use the word het carbon or alpha carbon means you have to identify. In the substrate molecule, the carbon attached with the functional group is called het carbon as well as alpha carbon. The adjacent carbon to the alpha position is called beta. Okay, this is called beta carbon and the hydrogen will be beta hydrogen. The hydrogen will be alpha hydrogen. Okay. So in this molecule, the hydrogen will leave us H plus. Generally, these hydrogen atoms are acidic in nature. Easily they will leave us a proton. Okay. The hydrogen will give the bonded pair of electron to the carbon and which can leave us H plus. The same way, the functional group bromine is having more electronegativity, so it can easily come out as Br minus. Okay. So H plus as well as Br minus both are coming out. It can leave us hydrogen bromide. Right. If the reaction is taking place in the presence of any attacking species, the H plus may combine with this OH minus. It may leave us water, remaining bromide ion. So due to the leaving of H plus and Br minus, the substrate will become the product as CH3, CH double bond CH2. So we get an alkene. An elimination reaction in which two substituents will leave and a single molecule can be eliminated. This is N-propyl bromide or 1-bromopropane. This beta hydrogen and bromide ion in the alpha position will leave so that the double bond will be formed between these two. Because this electron is given here. Already a single bond is present between the carbon atoms. The hydrogen is leaving as H plus. So the bonded pair of electrons are shifted over here to balance the valency. Okay, there should be 4 valency around the carbon. There should be 4 covalent bond. Okay. So the bonded pair of electrons are given to here as a pi bond. So a pi bond is formed. A double bond will be formed between the carbon atoms. So you have to remind one thing. In addition reaction, double bond will be broken. Triple bond will be broken. Okay. In addition reactions, triple bond will be converted into double bond and a double bond will be converted into single bond. This is addition reaction. In elimination reaction, this is happening in saturated compounds. So here, reactant side we have only single bond. Due to elimination of a molecule or a substance, we get the product with pi bond. A double bond will be formed or a triple bond will be formed. Okay, so this is called elimination reaction. Like addition, here also there is a change in the hybridization of carbon. In the left hand side, all the carbon atoms are having only single bond. They are sp3 hybridized. All the carbon atoms are having sp3 hybridized orbitals. But in the product side, this is sp3 hybridized. This is sp2. This is sp2. A double bond is formed between first and the second carbon. So first and the second carbon is sp2 hybridized, but the third carbon is sp3 hybridized. Okay, so this is called elimination reaction. And next, oxidation reactions and reduction reactions. So we already discussed in the first lesson. The definition of oxidation is addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen or loss of electron. Then the definition for the reduction is addition of hydrogen, removal of oxygen, and the gain of electron. The basic things we have already completed. In organic reactions, mostly loss of electron and the gain of electron will not be there. In inorganic compounds, it will be possible. In organic reactions, there will be a change in the number of oxygen and hydrogen atoms. Okay. To take oxidation, mostly in organic reactions, there will be addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. Right? So take any alcohol. When we do oxidation using any oxidizing agent like acidified potassium dichromate or potassium permanganate or alkaline solutions, when we do oxidation process, we get acetaldehyde. Alcohol will be converted into aldehyde. So here there is a removal of hydrogen. Removal of hydrogen is nothing but what? Oxidation process. Okay. Further oxidation, you just oxidize the aldehyde, you will get carboxylic acid. Acetaldehyde will become acetic acid. Here an oxygen is added. Addition of oxygen is oxidation process. Okay. Then an example of a reduction. Here there will be an addition of hydrogen or removal of oxygen. To take acetic acid. This is reduced using any reducing agent like lithium aluminum hydride or zinc amalgam and so on. When we do this, it will become acetaldehyde. Okay. So removal of oxygen. Oxygen is removed. We get acetaldehyde. Further reduction will give you ethanol. So addition of hydrogen. So removal of oxygen and addition of hydrogen, both are nothing but what? Reduction process. Okay. And some more examples I have given in our book. To take a reduction of benzene, C6H6 benzene is reduced in the presence of a metal platinum, and this will be reduced into cyclohexane. Okay, C6H12 cyclohexane will be formed. Then oxidation process. Oxidation of 4-hydroxyphenol. This is called 4-hydroxyphenol. This is oxidized using oxidizing agent like potassium dichromate, and this will become parabenzoquinone. This is called a parabenzoquinone. So with this we have completed 4 types of organic reactions: a substitution reaction, addition reaction, elimination reaction, and oxidation and reduction. Next one, functional group interconversion. During organic reactions, a functional group will be converted into other functional groups. So this is common. As we discussed already, we can take oxidation process. When alcohol is oxidized, we get aldehyde. And the main condition is it should be a primary alcohol. Okay. The carbon is a primary. Okay. So if primary alcohol is oxidized, we get aldehyde. Further oxidation will give you carboxylic acid. This is functional group interconversion. Alcohol is converted into aldehyde, aldehyde is converted into carboxylic acid. And the reverse process. Just reduce carboxylic acid, it will give you aldehyde. Reduce aldehyde, you will get alcohol. Okay. So this is interconversion. Alcohol is converted into aldehyde, aldehyde is converted into acid by oxidation. Acid is converted into aldehyde, aldehyde is converted into alcohol, primary alcohol by reduction process. So this is the interconversion of functional groups. Then The primary alcohol will give you aldehyde. Secondary alcohol means a ketone. So you should be very careful whether it is a primary or secondary or tertiary. How can we find the carbon as a primary? The head carbon is attached with only one carbon. So this is called primary. If a head carbon is attached with 2 carbon atoms, it will be secondary. The head carbon is attached with 3 carbon atoms, it is called tertiary. Okay. You take a secondary carbon. So its common name is isopropyl alcohol or secondary propyl alcohol. UPOC name is prop-2-propanol or else propane 2-ol. This is a UPOC name. First carbon, second carbon, third carbon. At second position we have an alcoholic group. So this is 2-propanol or propane 2-ol. This is a UPOC name. Common name isopropyl alcohol or secondary propyl alcohol. So the carbon is a secondary carbon, right? This is attached with the 2 carbon atoms. We know that this is the head carbon. Head carbon is bonded with the functional group. The head carbon is attached with 2 carbon atoms. So this is secondary. It is a secondary propyl alcohol. When we do oxidation, it will give you ketone. Okay. Secondary alcohol is oxidized, we get ketone. Acetone will be formed. Further oxidation will give you carboxylic acid. So the acetone will give you carboxylic acid with less number of carbon atom. You have to remind it. 3 carbon atoms in the ketone, but only 2 carbon atoms in the carboxylic acid. This is the main thing. Oxidation of ketone will give you acid with less number of carbon atoms. And the reverse process, the reduction of acid will give you ketone. Reduction of ketone will give you secondary alcohol. So this is an interconversion process. Next we may take a cyanide. How there is an interconversion process. We take a cyanide or another name is nitrile. UPOC name is nitrile. We do hydrolysis. Addition of hydrogen in addition of water in the presence of acid. It's called the hydrolysis process. When we do hydrolysis, cyanide will become amide first. Then further hydrolysis will give you carboxylic acid or COOH. Okay. So cyanide or nitrile is converted into amide. Further hydrolysis of amide will give you carboxylic acid. Then a reduction of cyanide. We do reduction process using reducing agent lithium aluminum hydride. So when we do reduction of cyanide using lithium aluminum hydride, we get amines. The amide can also be reduced. Amide can be reduced using lithium aluminum hydride in the presence of ether. It gives amine. Okay, so this is an interconversion process. So during hydrolysis, cyanide becomes amide, amide becomes carboxylic acid. Cyanide is reduced to become amine. The same amine can be obtained from the amide by reduction process. Next, alkyl halides. You take any alkyl halide. When we do substitution reactions, so this is a substitution reaction. We use a nucleophile, so this is nucleophilic substitution reaction. We take aqueous OH minus, aqueous sodium hydroxide can be taken, it will give you OH minus as a nucleophile. So this chlorine will be replaced by OH. This is a substitution reaction. Leaving group will be Cl minus. we get product alcohol. Because of substitution, alkyl halide is converted into alcohol. And when we do elimination reaction, the same alkyl halide can be taken. We may do elimination reaction in the presence of a nucleophile. The product will be alkene. Okay, so we will get an alkene. If we take ethyl chloride, because of elimination reaction, one hydrogen and one chlorine will leave. We will get ethene. Okay. When ethyl chloride is involved in substitution reaction, we get ethanol. Next, hydrolysis. Hydrolysis of alkene in the presence of sulfuric acid will give you alcohol. By substitution, we get alcohol from alkyl halide. By elimination, we get alkene from alkyl halide. The alkene can be converted into alcohol by hydrolysis process in the presence of acid. So these are all some common interconversion process in organic reactions. So with this, we complete 12th lesson, basic concepts of organic reactions over. Totally we have completed 2 organic lessons. Lesson number 11, fundamentals of organic chemistry, fundamental concepts of organic chemistry. Number 12, basic concepts of organic reactions. With this, 4th 20% syllabus is over. Prepare well. Then we will go with 5th 20% next. Thank you.